Hello, and welcome to my channel. This is pure fiction, so please don't take any of it seriously. This video contains a story about a relationship between boys, so if it disturbs you for any reason just leave. I don't own any of the Haikyuu characters or music or background art or anything other than the plot. This doesn't in any way show or describe or depict how the Haikyuu characters act. It is just for fun, so don't take any of this seriously. Enjoy. All text between parentheses represents thoughts. May 22, 2023. It has already been 2 weeks since the car accident, and I am still stuck in Sugawara's body. Oikawa sighs as he stares empty from the window in the living room. And I have no idea what to do to switch back bodies. Oikawa sighs as he sits back on the couch as he hears the entrance door open. He shoots to his feet and walks toward it as Daichi smiles at him. Daichi smiles at him before locking up the door and entering the bedroom. Oikawa trails after him into the bedroom where Daichi takes off his uniform before glancing at Oikawa. "Why are you following me around? I am bored." Daichi chuckles at Oikawa before walking to him and rubbing his head. "Let me shower first, then we can talk, alright?" Oikawa nods before entering the kitchen and washing the rice. He adds the washed rice to the rice cooker before adding water and starting it. He takes some vegetables from the fridge and begins to wash them as Daichi enters the kitchen. "What are you doing, love?" "Well, I told you to leave the cooking for me at least until you remove the cast." "I know, but washing vegetables and making rice is not hard to do with one hand." Daichi sighs as he stares at the veggies in the bowl and the turned-on rice cooker before he sighs. He grabs the kitchen towel and dries Oikawa's hand before pushing him into a chair as he starts preparing dinner. Oikawa watches Daichi as he works around with a small pout. "What? Can't I help with anything? I will allow you to cook for a month after your arm gets better. Now enjoy the spoiling." "Well, sorry, Sugawara, for this in advance. This wasn't the plan. That is if I switch before then." Daichi, can we go to the hospital after dinner?" "Why? Is something wrong? I wanna visit Oikawa." "Can we? You are worried so much about him. He is someone we know. Also, since I don't remember the details of the accident, I am afraid he is in this situation because of me." Daichi sighs before pulling a chair and sitting near Oikawa. "Love, we already discussed this. Don't think about the accident, anyone. How can I do that when someone is still unconscious?" "I will stop thinking about it after Oikawa wakes up." Daichi sighs before walking back to the stove and lowering the heat under the pot before sitting near Oikawa again. "We can call them." We don't have to go there. "But I miss Iwaizumi. I wanna see him. I am done with calling him. That is what led us to this situation, to begin with." "Love." Daichi places a hand over Oikawa's hand when Oikawa doesn't reply. "No need." Oikawa scuffs as he picks up his phone, making Daichi sigh before placing a hand on Oikawa's shoulder. "I will go tomorrow when he is at work." Daichi glances at Oikawa, who refuses to look at him before he sighs again. "Come on, don't act like that. It's just too much if we keep popping up every other day." We visited him each time we went to the hospital for a checkup." Oikawa doesn't look at Daichi and keeps his gaze fixated on the phone in his hand. "Well, the only reason I kept agreeing to go with you to these checkups, to begin with, was to visit him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. 'Cause I know it's useless. Unless a doctor knows about body swap, then they can't help. It's not like we are close friends. We only used to know them from high school. And only through volleyball matches. We weren't even friends back then. We barely even talked back then." He has a point. From Sugawara's point, but not mine. "I am worried about Hajime more than I am worried about my body. The last time we saw him, he looked like a ghost. Maki was there at the time, and he was trying hard to convince Hajime to go home, but he was glued to the chair. Later, Matsun told me that Hajime hadn't eaten much in the last few days. Nor has he left the room. If the situation is still the same, he might collapse soon. I am worried." Daichi raises an eyebrow at Oikawa as he gets up to finish preparing the food. He glances one more time at Oikawa and lets out a long sigh. "Fine. Will we go today?" "We will go this weekend." Oikawa scuffed before shifting his gaze back from Daichi to his phone. Daichi fills their plates with curry and rice before placing one plate in front of Oikawa and another in front of his chair. He glances again at Oikawa, who has turned off the phone to stare at the plate of food, before glancing at Daichi, who hasn't taken a seat yet. Daichi sighs before sitting near Oikawa without breaking eye contact. Why are you being stubborn? I am not. I am honestly just worried. Daichi nods before picking up a spoon and taking a bite as Oikawa begins eating. Maybe I shouldn't have pushed too much. But I am scared Hajime will collapse. It's not like I can do anything anyway. If Maki and Matsun failed to do anything, a stranger cannot do much. Oikawa sighs again before glancing at Daichi, who is still eating while watching him. First, I have to make Daichi's mood a bit better. Sugawara should not have problems with him after we switch back. Do you have any plans for tonight? No. Can we walk around the neighborhood? Daichi doesn't reply to Oikawa for a long time, making Oikawa sigh. Forget it, Oikawa says as he stands up and rinses the plate before placing it in the dishwasher. Where do you want to go? I don't know. I just wanted to walk around, maybe go to the park or something. I wanted to go earlier cause I was bored, but didn't want to worry about you if you came back before I did. Daichi hums as he places his dish in the dishwasher and starts it before he follows Oikawa into the bedroom. Koshi. Yeah, Oikawa says as he turns around to find Daichi standing behind him. Daichi circles an arm around Oikawa's waist and pulls him closer before burying his face in Oikawa's shoulder as Oikawa tightens his fists. Shit. To close. But his hugs are warm. Oikawa gulps as he circles his arm around Daichi's waist. This is bad. I am starting to get used to these hugs. What's wrong? Why are you hugging me suddenly? Daichi lifts his gaze to meet Oikawa's eyes, making Oikawa gulp. Man, this guy is too whipped for Mr. Refreshing. Love. Why yes. Daichi stares into Oikawa's confused eyes before shaking his head and breaking the hug. Forget it. Huh, what is wrong with him? Was I supposed to know something? But he knows. Wanna change before we go out? Oikawa glances at his clothes before he shakes his head, making Daichi nod before extending his hand. Sweat covers Oikawa's hand once he sees Daichi's extended hand. He raises it slowly before Daichi grabs Oikawa's hand firmly and starts walking outside the house. They wander around the neighborhood for a few minutes before entering a park filled with different colorful trees. Do you remember this place? I do. I spent way too much time with Hajime in this park. Especially around the sakura viewing season. Daichi smiles at Oikawa as they continue walking while holding hands. Daichi. Yes, love. Won't you get in trouble if anyone sees you holding my hand? Huh, I mean, being an officer and all. Like, I probably would. Daichi says as he tightens his hand around Oikawa's hand. We usually don't hold hands because of that and because you are a school teacher, so parents will make a fuss about it if they know. Then why? But for now, let's just do it. But, it is fine. I cannot do that with Hajime, even in my wildest dreams. I guess that's a pro of not being famous. Oikawa glances at Daichi, who is smiling at him fondly. Actually, I was surprised when you took my hand. Why? Do I usually refuse? Yes. I love holding hands. I prefer if it was Hajime, though. You would have listed 1,000 reasons why we shouldn't. Sugawara. WTF is wrong with you? Hold your man's hand. Oikawa stares at Daichi, who is smiling as the moonlight reflects his rough features before he shifts his gaze back to the trees. I understand what he is feeling. Iwa-chan never holds my hand. In public or not. Even though I love it. I miss him. Daichi looked at Oikawa, who was looking emptily at the path in front of him. Wanna go back home? Oikawa shakes his head before pointing to the small temple in the park. Let's pray before we go back. Daichi nods before they both walk to the temple area. Oikawa places his hands together as much as the sling allows him to pray. I wish I could go back to my body soon. I miss Hajime. Can things go back to how they used to be, before the breakup? Oikawa takes a deep breath, before looking at Daichi, who is watching him. What? Nothing, love. They start walking as a monk approaches them. They greet him as he stares intensely at Oikawa, making him gulp. Did I do something wrong? Oikawa whispers to Daichi, making the latter shake his head before Oikawa stares at the monk, who starts walking towards him. Oikawa stays in his spot before the monk takes a few steps closer and stands in front of Oikawa. Your soul is lost. It has wandered away from its origin. What? Wait, is he talking about the body swap? What? What should I do to go back? That, I cannot answer. The answer is within you. Well, that's not helpful. Koshi, what? You caused this. What the fuck does that mean? It can't be about the accident only. Right. The monk bows before turning around. Wait, Oikawa says as he starts walking after the monk. Do I have a deadline to go back? And if I don't go back in a certain time, will I be stuck like this forever? Damn it, at least give me something more. I didn't understand much of what you said. That's enough. Daichi grabs Oikawa's arm and stops him from chasing the monk further. But, I think he said all he wanted to say. But I didn't get what he meant. Me too, I don't know what he is talking about. I know what he is talking about, but I didn't get what he meant. Maybe he is referring to the car accident. He definitely is. Then, it's probably about your memory loss. Kind of. And since he said the answer is within, maybe he is referring to the fact that only you can make yourself remember your memories. Which kind of makes sense since the doctors are saying, the thing stopping your memories is not physical. Does that mean only I can swap back our bodies? So, even if Sugawara walks up or not, I am in control of the situation. Does that mean it could have been anyone? Like Sugawara is not the key to the swap but me. So, if I got into an accident with another person, I would have swapped bodies with them. Is this what he meant by the answer is within? I don't know. I am already confused, and this is not helping. Love, can't things just go back to normal already? Daichi presses his lips together before pulling Oikawa into a hug. It's not even you, I want a hug. Oikawa grabs Daichi's shirt and tightens his fist around it, making Daichi pull Oikawa even closer into his embrace. Everything will go back to normal. I know it will. It is taking so long though. Oikawa says as he buries his head in Daichi's shoulder, making Daichi caress his back gently. I know, but I will be here for you throughout all of it. Even if stuff doesn't go back to how it used to. Oikawa smiles sadly before breaking the hug. He caresses his hand gently along Daichi's forearm until it reaches his hand before Oikawa holds Daichi's hand and intertwines their fingers. I want to eat some milk bread. Daichi nods at him as they start walking outside the park. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun. What do you think of the story so far? Don't forget to comment them. I love reading all your opinions of the fanfic.